project, what we're going to do is we're going to create a little burglar alarm so that if anyone tries to steal your microbit chip, it sets off an alarm. So if you think about it, if your chip's lying there and if someone moves it, you want it to give the alarm, and if nothing happens, you want nothing to happen. And once the alarm is going, you also want to be able to reset it so that once you know it, you don't want this annoying noise the whole time. So we're going to need to think first about our inputs. What are we going to have that's going to make the chip set off an alarm? And one of the inputs, button A pressed, maybe the thief won't press button A. Shake. Well, if it's moved, then surely the chip is going to shake. So that's what we're going to use to set off the alarm. But on the start, we're going to need to set the alarm for the first time. So we're going to need to have a variable. So a variable, we're going to call that alarm. A variable alarm in maths, for example, is x is 2 or x is 5 or x is any value. So on the start, we're going to set the alarm, and the alarm must be off. So we're going to set the alarm to, well, I suppose false. So under logic, you'll notice that you've got true or false. So if I set the alarm to false, that means that the alarm is not going to go off. But when it shakes, I want to set the alarm to true. So then I'm going to do under logic. Oh, no. It has to be under variables. When it shakes, it must set the alarm to true. So in other words, when the alarm is not moved, it's false. And when the alarm is moved, when you shake the chip, it's true. But then what must happen if it's true? If it's true. Well, one of the things you've got in your menu here, if you look at it, is loops. Logic. And you'll notice if true, then something happens. So if I use that one, so if something is true, then it's going to ring the alarm. Problem is that what true means here is that it's just the chip is shaken. So if I just put if true, well, if what is true? Well, what's true is that I've shaken the alarm. That's the only thing that's happened. So, or I've set the alarm to true. So I can't be sure of what's going to happen. So I need to say if alarm is true, if alarm is equal to true. So let's see if I've got anything. Not under loops, under logic. If, oh, here's something equals something. So if I pop that in, then I could say if the alarm, and I go to my variables, and I change that to alarm. So if alarm is true, then something must happen. Well, what must happen? Well, I wanted to play some music. I must set off an alarm. So I could just use one of these melodies, for example, and I could play a ringtone or a funeral or something. How about wah wah wah? Okay, so if the alarm is true, so let me shake the chip and see if it works. Now, you couldn't hear anything because I'm using the microphone to record this, but it went da 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 da. Well, that's not a very good alarm, so maybe I should play something else. Whatever it is, it's going to make a noise. So if the alarm is true, then it's going to make a noise. Otherwise, well, nothing's going to happen. We don't need to add anything else. So when it's shaken, the alarm is set to true. It was false, remember? And it starts playing its music. So then I need something else to be able to reset it. So I could use a forever for that. Let me just put this neatly on the screen. So forever, what could I do? Well, I could set the alarm to false again if I press a button. Oh, so I don't need forever, actually. I can put that away. what I need is on button A pressed. So in other words, when I press the button, then I can set the alarm to false again. So if you just read through this program, basically what it's doing is, I'll put it in the right order quickly. On the start, the alarm is false. Nothing's happening. If it's shaken, in other words, if the chip is moved in some way by a thief, it sets the alarm to true, and if the alarm is true, is equal to true, then it starts playing its melody. And I don't just want it to repeat. It must go on forever and ever and ever because it's an alarm. So it'll play that endlessly until I press button A, which is going to reset the alarm to false again. And then if someone moves it again, it's going to play its melody again. So it's playing in my ears rather annoyingly, Beethoven's Ode to Joy. If I press button A, then it should set it to false again. Come on. Okay, that bit's not working. So let me just stop it. So button A pressed is not stopping the melody. It's going on in my ears. So what I need to do is set the alarm to false and stop the melody. So I'm going to this block and I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to say, whoops, I hate it when that happens. I'm going to say start melody, repeating. Now, how do I stop the melody? Let's see. There we go, stop melody. I can use that one instead. What I want you to notice there is I chose the wrong thing. Well, that happens all the time. When you're programming, you're kind of thinking through a process, and you might choose the wrong one. Just keep going over it in your mind. What is it going to do? And then you'll work out that that was never going to start melody. It's never going to be able to stop the melody. I need something which says stop melody. So I went onto the menu to see if there was something there. So let's just walk our way through the program. On the start, the alarm is going to be false. Okay, so nothing happens. But if the chip is shaken, if someone tries to steal it, it's going to set the alarm to true. And if the alarm equals true, it's going to start the melody, which will keep playing forever. But if I press button A, it's going to set the alarm to false, it's going to reset it, and it's going to stop the melody. Try it, see if it works for you.